Rapid name change, Helen from Beth. Well done. Hello, Helen. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Very busy.
Oh gosh, should we be quick?
No, it's fine.
Sure, good.
Yeah.
It's good. And how about you, Louise? Are you okay?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Yes, great. Great to see you. Just let people join. Helen, are you in diabetes?
I am, yeah.
Team there, lovely.
Yeah.
Great. And Louise, where are you?
Hematology.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
in your office in hematology.
Yeah.
Okay, great. You're never absolutely sure where people are sitting in these days. I can see you're actually in a place as opposed to with a backdrop, but it's good to see. One day we'll do these face to face. It should be disastrous for Mike and my well-being, given the amount of cake we then consume. But that's we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We get the steps.
I can see the cake sitting behind Louise.
Oh yeah, look at that there. Well spotted, Helen. You've razor sharp eyes. You're like a peregrine falcon. Good. Right, Mike. Should we start August then? Is everyone? Yeah. Okay. Well, can I just make a request before we start? Sarah's made me a cup of tea, but it's in an Arsenal mug. Will I upset colleagues if I drink from the tea? Is that all right? Okay, thank you. So I'm Mike, I'm chair, so it's really great to see everyone again today. And as Roland just said, you know, it's so long since we did this every month, physically coming to various clinics and wards and places where people worked and saw teams gathering together and so on. So hopefully we'll be able to do that at some point in the not too distant future. But for the moment, we're carrying on doing it like this, and I hope it in a sense doesn't undermine, in a sense, the real importance of this for Louise and Helen, because this is a really significant big thank you, really, on behalf of the whole hospital to you both. We've been doing You Made a Difference now for actually next March, coming the month starting tomorrow, in 2009. So the next You Made a Difference award will be the 13th anniversary. Been going a long time, month in, month out. And every month we have nominations and receive suggestions, and then very, very difficult decisions as to who out of the nominations to go forward with for the purposes of prize. So we do 2 colleagues as individuals every month, and then 3 or 4 times a year we also supplement that by a Team of the Year award. And I think it's remarkable really how much energy, consideration, importance still goes in 13 years on into this award. I guess we're all familiar, you know, we've seen, I'm sorry, photos come with this. I hope you don't mind it, both Louise and Helen. Photos come with this. They go up on the corridor, but you know, along the long corridor to the ATC, etc., and go up on the website. And that's, as I say, it's because it's the whole hospital saying thank you, well done. I hope, and I always say this, I hope and believe that, you know, thank yous are a feature of our daily life, because being considerate of the efforts of each other should be something that's worked into the fabric of our daily life. What makes this different is, as I say, it's us all collectively acknowledging and celebrating fantastic stuff that colleagues do. I said there's still a lot of energy around it, and that's true. So not only is it a fabulous thing to be nominated, so I hope that both Louise and Helen, you both, you know, really feel that this is really something. But actually to win it, well, there were 52 other people nominated this month. So to win it, in addition to being nominated, is, again, I think just hopefully underscores that sense of achievement. So that's it by way of introductory remarks from me. I now hand over to Roland, and Roland does the stuff that sometimes colleagues feel is a bit embarrassing because it's not about general, it's about you. So I hope that's okay. So over to you, Roland.
Lovely, Mike. Thank you. And Helen, if I could come to you first, that would be lovely. And I'm going to say a little bit about what you've done, and then I'm going to read out the nomination from one of your colleagues. So Helen, you started your role with the diabetes team, and I think in 2018, but you've worked with the trust since 2013, haven't you?
That's right. Yeah, in diabetes, right from the beginning.
Right from the beginnings, right the way through.
Yeah.
Terrific. And Helen, what were you, just tell us briefly, what were you doing when you started in 2013?
So I actually was a band 2 healthcare assistant on, which was originally G3, but now we're D7.
Yeah.
Diabetes, I was just doing the general healthcare assistant, but I just did extra things because I was so keen. I'd never worked in healthcare before, and I just wanted to learn. I loved the job from the day I stepped through the doors.
God,
so yeah.
Fantastic. And what drew you to work in the hospital?
I don't know. I just had a passion. I suddenly had a passion for it. I really wanted to do something worthwhile. I had my children. They're all grown up now. And believe it or not, 2 of them work in the clinic with me here. And
succession planning, which we like to see.
Yeah. I just had a passion for it. I suddenly had a passion, and literally by the first day I was here, I knew this is what I wanted to do.
That's really exciting, isn't it? That's terrific. And how many children, Helen? You've got 2 of them with you here.
Yeah, so I've got my eldest son who works as a band 3 in the clinic, and my youngest son who's 20, he works in admin. And then I have a daughter because I'm a grandma, just become a grandma.
God.
So
well,
congratulations.
Many congratulations.
Thank
really
you.
Great. Really great to hear. And Helen, with 2 of your children joining the department, and Katie, you'll have a view on this as well. There's obviously, I mean, education and training and development is at the heart of what you're interested in, isn't it? Can you say a bit about that?
So I actually train. So in my job role, I train staff and patients, whether it's in clinic or whether it's on the wards. I do a bit of everything, but I do like to go above and beyond. I try and treat patients as a holistic way, because I'm a patient myself. So I know how important it is to be treated as if so because I'm a patient myself, I can actually, through my experiences, make sure that patients who I look after get the same treatment.
Yeah. Well, Helen, it's lovely to hear it in your own words, and this is very much what we've been told about you. So if I could, we know you've been with us since 2013. We know that you go above and beyond to make sure that our patients receive the right education and support materials and equipment that they need. But also, Helen, we know that you're unfailingly helpful and reliable. And if you say you're going to do something, Helen, you do it.
Yeah.
There's no need for any double checking. It just happens.
Yeah.
And Helen, as you're saying, your post is mainly to provide support and education to patients and their carers, and really supporting the diabetes nurses and when we're helping to discharge our patients. But you also support our outpatient clinics, teaching patients about the new technology. And you also, I think, teach on the HCA teaching program, don't you?
Yes, I do. And I also support on the ward. Sometimes there might be an incident on the ward.
Yeah.
Not diabetes related, but I will go and help.
Great.
because that's what I'm trained to do.
No, that's terrific. And I think you also get quite stuck into the study days and teaching and the education weeks.
Yeah.
And I think extending to finding the right raffle prizes to get people involved. Is that right?
Oh yeah, I'm a bit of a wheeler. I can talk people into giving me donations.
Go on then. So tell us about a good raffle prize number. What's your sort of the one that's in your mind at the moment?
So I could get quite good vouchers. I can get MOT, free MOTs done for cars. I could, yeah. So I kind of think outside the box and think what I can get.
Good voucher. Any good vouchers recently? Go on.
Well, we haven't done a raffle for a couple of years, but I've got like £50, £100 from John Lewis, all that sort of thing. So it's just right, just knowing who to go to and what to say to them.
Oh, well done. I'm excited about the raffles amongst obviously everything else and the and the leadership you provide. And I think what we can all see as well is that your energy and enthusiasm is a huge asset to the team. And I think, Helen, this has led to the nomination for the award. And if I could just read that out for everyone. Yeah. So this is what was written about you, Helen. We would like to recognise Helen's energy and passion for her job as a Band 4 diabetes educator. Ever since Helen took on this role, she's never stopped going over and above at every turn to ensure our patients have had the best service possible for their diabetes education. For example, Helen approached a member of the finance department to request we assist a patient with type 1 diabetes who is registered blind on the ward to purchase a mobile phone which would then allow his blood glucose levels to speak out loud to him. This allowed the patient to feel confident going home, and he could do so easily, having been written off as an impossible task. Helen will always find a way to research how something can be done for the benefit of the patient. Helen has proactively nominated herself to be upskilled to do education sessions with patients, starting, I think, is it Libra sensors and Dexcom CGM devices. Thank you for nodding, Helen, which is something we've never expected somebody in this role to take on. But this has alleviated pressure from the rest of the team, which has helped hugely. We think Helen massively deserves this recognition and is an inspiration to us all. Well, very well done, Helen. I can give you a round of applause, I think.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Helen, maybe before we hear from you, is there anybody else who'd like to say anything from the team? Katie, I can see you're there. Yep.
Yeah, I just Helen is such an asset to our team. I don't ever really want to give her any annual leave because we're miserable without her. She is fantastic. She absolutely goes over and above all the time for the staff, for the patients. For the ward, if she's got a free hour, she'll go and help them if she can. I mean, she's just unfailingly brilliant all the time, and we are so grateful. And she's not allowed to leave ever, or retire, or even take any annual leave, as I've said. So we'll provide some cakes, courtesy of You Made a Difference, and hopefully that'll do the job. But she's brilliant.
Thank you so much, Katie. Thank you. I know you appreciate everything I do.
Well, thank you for that, Katie. I'm going to have to talk to the workforce director and to Mike, the chairman, about this no annual leave, no retiring, carrying on forever thing. But point taken. So I'm sure we can enter into the right negotiation with Helen. And Helen, so what would you like to say? Anything you'd like to comment on?
I just think that Addenbrooke's is a brilliant place to work. As I say, I'm a patient, and I think it's a brilliant place to be looked after as well. Everybody's got a smiling face. We have had a really tough time over the past 2 years, but everybody's kept their motivation up. Everybody in our team have been absolutely fantastic. We just get on with it, and we have a smile on our face. Even if we're having the baddest days, we still go above and beyond, and that is the NHS. And I am so proud to work for the NHS. I can't say more.
No.
I'm going to cry. So.
Well, that's fairly normal You Made a Difference. It's normally Mike and I, we sort of alternate, but incredibly inspiring, Helen, and moving
Thank
to
you.
hear. And because people like you have a good smile on your face, I think it's something that lifts everybody else. And I'm delighted. I have the cakes made their way to you. Have you got those?
I don't know whether I've got. No, I haven't seen them.
They're about to make their way into the office.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So they're about to make their way into the office, and then there are some gift vouchers coming to you as well, Helen, which are actually for you. They're not for the raffle.
Just for me.
Yes, they're for you, not the raffle.
Oh, thank you.
That's
Thank you.
And so I hope you'll get yourself something nice, and as lovely as I'm sure your children are. Again, they're for you, so I'm sure you'll get something nice.
No, my children look after me.
Good. And then also the You Made a Difference badge, which will be for you to wear on your lanyard. I hope with your COVID star. That people don't seem to be wearing their COVID stars very much. They seem to be hoarding them. So
they're really precious. I don't want to lose it because of the fixing on them. So I'm just a bit worried that I might lose it.
Okay, well, I don't know what we'll have. We may have to have a reserve supply of the COVID stars, but I do hope we'll see you when we next see you face to face, that you'll be wearing your You Made a Difference badge. So terrific.
Of course I will. Of course I will.
Lovely. So Helen, just another round of applause for you. I think you're absolutely terrific and lovely to see. Thank you. Right. Lovely. Louise, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good. So Louise, if again I could say a few things about you, and then and it'd be good again to get your perspective as well, and then I'll read out the nomination for you, if that's okay. Does that sound about right? Yeah. Okay. So you started in 2008, didn't you?
Yeah, a long time ago now.
So tell us about 2008.
So I joined in 2008 as a band 6 on D6 haematology. Came from London to the new ward, and yeah, loved working here and have stayed.
From the mighty guys in St Thomas's, no less.
Yeah.
See, a promotion to Addenbrooke's, which is terrific to hear. And did you move here at the same time? Did you move up to Cambridge into this area?
Yeah, we relocated to Cambridge, and it just that Addenbrooke's offered the same kind of values, and it's a big teaching hospital, and lots of exciting prospects, and yeah, it's just been great.
Yeah. But also coming from guys in St Thomas's and South London, you brought a huge amount of haematology experience with you, I imagine. Did it feel like that when you came?
Yes and no. Yeah, coming from the transplant ward in London, and then coming into a brand new ward in Addenbrooke's, felt that I could share my experience and knowledge in helping build that ward.
Yeah.
And team.
That's really terrific to hear. And you then applied, haven't you, for a series of promotions, I think, and you've worked as a senior sister on ward D6, on the oncology day unit, cancer outpatient, cancer matron, and most recently as the lead nurse for cellular therapies. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is I suppose my dream job. What I feel that my whole career has been building towards.
So say a bit about the dream job and what it involves.
So just being involved in the progression of the BMT CAR-T service, and all of the exciting new therapies that are coming along, and yeah, it's a privilege to be part of.
I mean, it's very exciting, isn't it? It's in relation to another analogous service. I think I said the other day, it's the future, and somebody said to me, no, it's the now. This is what we're doing now. So does it feel like that to you in terms of the service you're providing? I mean, it clearly is, but say a bit about that.
So it feels like we're kind of, I suppose, a part of history in the way the treatment is heading, and to be able to be part of a service that is offering patients therapy where even 5 years ago there wouldn't have been options for these patients. So yeah, I think it is happening now, and it's exciting to see where this will be in the next 10 years.
Yeah. with the development of the new facilities that we have and how we keep those facilities running and developing, that's going to be central, isn't it, to all that
absolutely.
we do? Yeah. And obviously, Louise, personalised medicine, which is some of what you're involved with, is enormous in terms of the potential benefits for patients, and you're at the centre of that, aren't you? That's what this is really about. Is that about right?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, all the trials that are now starting to come through in haematology and solid tumours, and yeah, being part of the pathways for those patients, and being able to offer that treatment for those patients is amazing.
Yeah, I think alongside being at the sort of cutting edge and all of your development of your career to this point, I mean, Louise, we know that you're also a very kind and compassionate nurse. You're a very, very good nurse, and you are also just quietly very courageous and discreetly tenacious, which sounds, you know, just what's needed in terms of moving things forward. And then I think, you know, what we're also told is in the context of the increasing number of people who are living with hematological cancers, and the complexity of delivering these new biological therapies, you and your team, I think, are very good at advocating for every single patient, and making sure that every single patient is treated in a timely and safe way. So it's a sort of cutting edge, kind nurse, but also really understanding how this care can help people move forward. Is that, so it's a bit awkward to ask you, is that how it feels? But is that how it feels? Go on.
Absolutely. And I think because we know these patients for a long time, everything that we do is very patient focused. And as a team, we absolutely try and deliver the best care that we can.
Yeah. Well, terrific, Louise. And if it's okay, I'll just now move to read out what was actually written about you in terms of the nomination. So, here goes. So, one of our patients has had a bone marrow transplant. They needed additional cells from their donor, but the patient has tested positive for COVID. They can't receive the cells in a red ward because they're very prone to picking up infections and can't go to a hematology ward because of their own infection. Can you remember the patient, Louise?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So Louise went above and beyond to find a resolution. She negotiated to secure a day unit out of hours and stayed until after midnight to give the cells and ensure the patient was fit for discharge. Having those cells saved this patient's life. Well done, Louise.
Thank you.
Louise, before we hear from you, is there anybody else who'd like to say anything? Hugo.
So thanks, Roland. So I've known Louise for a long time, obviously, almost since she came here. She's a fantastic asset to the department. And I just point out what I've told you before, that in this last year, despite losing nearly half of our haematology beds, we've managed to deliver nearly twice as many bone marrow transplants, CAR T treatments and so on as we would in a normal year. That is almost entirely down to Louise and her team, and that sort of stuff that you have just heard about, and being flexible enough to manage that. And that every one of those patients, they're potentially, well, the majority of them are potentially life-saving treatments. So it's a huge, huge tribute to Louise and her team.
Thank you so much for that, Hugo. And that's really quite overwhelming, isn't it? To have lost all of that capacity and to think of us being able to treat all of those additional patients. And that doesn't just happen. That isn't just sort of, you know, the elves make that work. That's extraordinary leadership. So Louise, any reflections from you at all?
I think this obviously just didn't happen, and it required every person that, as you know, it was a team effort. Everybody needed to be involved, from the specialist nurses, medics, the stem cell lab who processed the cells, the ward nurses who happily supported me when I went along and told them what the plan was. And I think, like Hugo said, it just highlights how the whole haematology team have come together over the past 2 years to ensure that the pathways can continue.
Yeah. Well, Louise, Thank you so much. And very, very typical, as we heard also, from Helen, just sort of you talking about the team that you work with and the community you're nested in. But really wonderful to hear. And as we just heard, you'll be receiving a gift card. I don't know if you've got it already, but it'll be winging its way to you. And then the cakes are obviously behind you. And you'll have the badge to wear on your lanyard. And sorry, what I should have said to both of you as well is that the small posterette, the You Made a Difference Award posterette as well, should be with you, which you can either take home and hang in the sitting room, or you can hang up in the department, wherever suits best. Good. So Louise, I think another big round of applause. Very, very moving to hear and incredibly impressive. Well done.
Thank you.
So Mike, could I hand back to you? Very moving presentations. Any final reflections before we close?
Yeah, no, thank you, Roland. Well, Louise and Helen, I mean, it's just really amazing to hear what you both do. And as Roland rightly says, how also you reflect that you are part of a team and you work with your colleagues. You absolutely demonstrate, both of you, by what you've been nominated for, by the appreciation that you've had from your colleagues, Katie and Hugo, how much you mean to your colleagues, and what you've achieved for your patients, or directly or indirectly. This is of the essence of what this fabulous place is, and you really are very worthy winners of February's You Made a Difference Award. It is really quite astonishing, and I think in a sense it almost feels like You Made a Difference isn't really quite enough of an acknowledgement for the kind of things that you're both doing. So I hope in its small way it does reflect that. I remember the T-cell business case discussions we had at the board. It must be, Hugo, I mean, I kind of tend to, we all of us tend to carve the world up in pre-COVID and post-COVID. It certainly was pre-COVID. It must be about 3 years or so ago that we had a couple of quite intensive discussions at board to proceed with it. And so again, it's really, really great to hear the progress and the innovation and what even wasn't possible before, what you're doing. And diabetes, Helen, I mean, we know that this, one of the things that COVID has given us all is that sense of how comorbidity and general well-being are so fundamental to life chances and to people's survival, indeed, even in terms of COVID. So and what I guess is true of both of you is you've both got communities of patients that you deal with quite long term. And that again is I think something that not everybody recognises about hospital. There's a tendency to think of hospitals as patients are in and out, but you're not. You're both of you dealing in circumstances where how patients see you build up trusting relationships and consideration. And that, I think you used the word, Helen, holistic. And I know that would be true of you too, Louise. You know the whole people who are your patients and how to attend to that. So I think really just on behalf of the Trust, a real big thank you. This is really, really significant, both of you, what you're doing, and very well merited award. So thank you both.
Thank you. Well done, Louise.
Thank you. Well done to you.
Great. Lovely. Well, thanks very much, Mike. And August and Holly, I think we should probably draw to a close now. And again, big thank you and well done. And look forward to seeing everyone around the hospital. And in the meantime, it's the start of the week. I hope you have a really good week and enjoy yourselves. Thank you so much and well done again.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.